Tune in to What's Trouble. We bring you a variety of info, highlights with Shandy Sweet,
NikkiG the Voice, and DJ Dazzle.
Hit us up on IG
at Shandy_media
and at NikkiG the Voice. Shandy, you ready for What's Trouble?
Yeah, girl, I'm totally ready.
What's Trouble?
Push back and give me all of you. Give me girl, give me girl, give me girl.
On boomstation.net.
Boomstation.net.
So everyone who's locked on, this is What's Trouble. We just, this is our tester video for Zoom. We're going to try and get Facebook and Instagram integrated in this, but this is just a tester for now. We're doing it for 40 minutes to see, what we need to do for next week. If we're going to have it on a Sunday, if we're going to have it on a Monday. Right now we have
I think we should stick with the Sunday.
Huh?
I think we should stick with the Sunday. Oh,
Sunday.
We'll discuss that after. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So right now, actually, I'm still trying to get this information for someone to log in. But
Take a screenshot of the Facebook Messenger thingy.
yeah, I did that. I sent it to them. But you know how easy it is to just click on the link. But so we have the beautiful Rain, since we probably only have half an hour again. We have the beautiful Rain with us. What we wanted to do, Rain is a singer, a beautiful singer, songwriter. You will say that.
Okay, so I know everybody always asks this. Nikki, no, not to ask because she had me on her on the radio show like 2 times. I'm not related to Nyla Blackman. Probably somewhere down the line, I'm not sure. Sorry, but I've ran into her and interacted with her a couple of times. I love her music. I love her whole style and everything like that. Probably one day we'll do a song, probably. But as far as I know, I'm not really to her.
Okay.
Same hair and complexion. I actually had her uncle actually found me on Instagram. It was like, "Are we family?" And I was like, I don't know, but we just kept in touch.
That's nice.
Yeah. So it's a different black man singing soca.
No, Mom just came in. That's why I'm sorry.
Because you said, Shandy. Yeah. So hi, Amari. Hold on. Let me unmute it.
Nikki's just having a time of her life. Mute, unmute.
I know,
unmute.
but the good thing is, you know what I didn't realize? The mute and unmute is on the side, so you could control it.
He's in his car.
Huh?
He's in his car.
He's in his car. Mari, you hearing us?
Yeah, I'm driving to work.
And you're on the phone?
Get there safe.
I am safe. I'm at a red light.
Oh, good.
You're at the red light district, or you just at a red light? Because
we don't
want you
to get a
red light
ticket.
district. I'm driving to the red light district.
Bungie sang about that red light district.
They won't get me in trouble, yeah?
No.
So, Rain, last night we had this conversation where we just went. Yeah, you're right. I think, Nikki.
I've been trying to bypass some of y'all questions on Facebook. Y'all trying to get people in trouble.
No, we were talking about the soca industry and, in the direction we think it's going to go now with all this going on. Like, how far will it go at this point in time? And last night we were on a webinar and Allison Hyde spoke. And she came out and she says, work is very hard. She has no work right now. And now she has to find innovative ways to make a living now. So what we were seeing was, I've noticed that we're not getting, in Julian's promos, we're not getting as much artists sending music. And what I've also realized is because people feel that soca is supposed to be carnival centric. So normally when we know Carnival, Vincy Mass is coming up, you'll get a ton of calls, a ton of requests to promote the music. Same thing with Crop Over, same thing with Spice. And I've noticed, I'm getting 1 or 2 people. I was getting them before Easter, but now as the carnivals have canceled, people are just holding their music. And some artists have actually confided and said, so Shandy, do I release the music or do I keep it? I said, this is the time where we can change the direction of how we do soca. Soca is always seasonal. Now we can break that cycle and continue with it, you know? Some released the music and some kept their music. And keeping it for what, I don't know, because now next year when it's 2021, it'll be oversaturated.
Well, some people said that they're not releasing it because they're releasing maybe reggae. You know, they're going into a different direction just to give people something different, and then they're gonna keep the soca for later. That was just one person that said that. But I mean, what is your take on it? Because Shandy's frozen.
Well, I know for me, I had a flight booked to go to Lion's Studio in Brooklyn. I have songs to record for Carnival 2021. Hoping to drop some for the summer, because I always feel like you have to have that in between. And there are carnivals happening all around the world all year round, so it's not necessarily that you should focus on a particular carnival to drop your music. But obviously the Vinci artists will wait for Vinci Carnival, the Grenada artists will wait for Grenada Carnival, because it's all about the hype and the buzz, right? So I could understand why they're holding back their music. I know for me it's because I can't get to the studio. I'm on a restriction, and of course I'm in the military, so they extended our restriction until June 30th, which is like horrible. So now I'm like, if Carnival 2021 actually does happen, like Shandy said, it will be oversaturated. It definitely will be oversaturated. If Miami Carnival happens, then I could see where they will be releasing stuff for then. But they should also kind of try to, by June, July, start to trickle in some stuff, because you can't wait till, okay, the Carnival is October, August, September, you're going to release some stuff. And then the promoters now is like, okay, well, who's hot and who's not? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that would be really tough. I don't like, as a just come, as I say, the competing and the crab in a barrel kind of thing. That's not me. Like I always say, I will release the music, who ear it touches, who like it, who waist rolling. That's how it goes with me. It is very difficult. Now, I was talking to another artist today about it. Artist that doesn't have a backup plan, like a plan B. I always believe in having a plan B. So when she says now, Alison Hines is like, you know, you have to try and do other things now to make ends meet. I see like some DJs, some artists, they doing live concerts, or they performing live for certain things, like Sun Nation. They normally have a party in Jamaica, you know, and they do in Trinidad and Miami. What they did was they had this live event where they I guess they put a pin for donations where they can assist, you know, their country and stuff. And what I realized they did was paid the DJs for half an hour segments, like Private Ryan and Puffy and them. And then they had Voice and Iowa. And then, so that goes to show, like, even though you having something live, you still will want to put the on and popping artists. For instance, like Iowa George. This is his first time winning Road March and whatever. And we was talking about that he ain't even getting the chance to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of hard. But these artists, that's their bread and butter. That's really, really hard for them. I still have a job. You know, it has some artists that have a job. It has some artists that leave their job to focus on the music alone. Even today, Porter messaged me like, new music, and I'm like, where's the studio? I don't have a studio where I am. I have to go to.
What do you think about, you know, I mean, is it possible for you to have your own type of in-house studio? Because for me, since I do voice recordings, right? I'm able to have my laptop, have my software, have my mic, and record. But I know some promoters, what they prefer to do, let's say if I have to voice for them, they want me to go in the studio because the studio sound is kind of a bit different, a little more clearer, I should say, even though mine is clear, but they have the equipment for that, right? So is there a difference, let's say if you have to do a home studio as opposed to a regular studio, a professional studio? And would you invest in yourself?
Right.
Just in case something like this happens again. Is it like a life lesson?
Right. So I have producers, upcoming producers and DJs and stuff sending me beats, sending me stuff they want me to do cover on, and I'm like, I can't get to the studio. And one suggested there's this mic thing. I think I saw you with it.
I have it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So I was like, okay, this would be a good investment. And they were like, you know, especially for you, this will save you time, you know, having to fly down to Brooklyn and stuff. I mean, if I could get a studio in Canada, I would just drive across the border. Pardon, my neighbors are pounding, I don't know what. But anyway, if you can hear it. But I think it's something, especially if you are looking to really push yourself where the music is concerned, definitely invest in yourself, definitely do what you have to do. The song will be different, but it will be up to the producer and the engineer to make it clear on how they want it done.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I was thinking. It's like, it's up to them. But the only thing is, like, your sound, whatever is in your house, has to be a certain level, and it has to be clear as well. So when they get it, it's not too much work for them to do, you know.
Right, but they too have to understand the situation.
Exactly. Yeah, for future.
So and if they want their stuff out there and sounding good, they will have to put in that work. Like, you can't expect me to bend over backwards to make your stuff sound exceptional, and you're not trying to at least bring the levels up. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I mean, it all depends on the kind of engineer. You know, they might think like they have a bomb engineer and they don't. So
Moaga, do you have any questions by chance?
Not as yet.
All right. All right, you can chime in at any time. This, I don't know if you were here earlier when we was explaining, but this is just basically a test run, and you know, we supposed to try and get it on Facebook and Instagram, and normally our show is on Sunday, but we decided just to do a test run with this just for 40 minutes. And then try to see what's the better route for us to do, you know. And then we have Rain, who's here with us just to give us the information on what it is to be as a creative artist, and you know what's going on in her territory and how she's handling it.
All right.
I have to say though, I'm not sure. Hi, Moaba. I think that name is funny. But I have to say, I think everybody is, well, the buzz is everybody's wondering if Carnival 2021 is going to happen.
Yeah.
We had this discussion yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, I said, you know, like I was telling Cordell, I consulted Cordell a lot now. I said, Cordell, okay, so if I was like the likes of Nadia Batson and Patrice Roberts and stuff that are touring and money is flowing in because they have the big songs and, you know, they're going all over the place and the money's coming in.
Yeah.
That's where my focus would be. I would be sitting down and writing, you know, so people like, oh, you need to write now. And because I have songs already sitting there to record, it's like, I'm not focused on writing. Yeah. I'm focused on saving the money so I could pay to record. You know what I'm saying? And then
my hat.
All right, so we got our time extended, I think.
Oh yeah, it says unlimited minutes. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm like, I want to try and see if I could do my master's. So because I listen, I bought songs already for 2021 because I got to focus on finishing school that I wasn't even thinking of writing. I can't tell you, I mean, I have songs sitting there, but you know, you still have to put work on it. So I'm not focusing on writing anything right now. I just want to get in the studio and record. And like I was telling Corda, if you see like Alison Hines and that's their bread and butter, so that's their focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not right now, it's not my bread and butter. I'm still trying to get in the door. So that's just where it stands with me. I don't know if they're gonna push the carnival back as when they had the polio outbreak back then. But if it happens, if it doesn't happen, either way, you got to work safely. Either way, I'm like, okay, come with me. then you just add on more songs for the next one. And that would be super saturated.
Yeah.
And Julius Promos probably wouldn't know what to do with themselves, you know.
So what are you gonna do now that, okay, let's say hypothetical, right? Like now they extended this quarantine until next month on the 17th, from what I've heard, right? And then concerts are opening up. Amari, I'm gonna mute you. Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do? Anybody who wanna ask a question? I think
Actually, I was gonna say something real quick.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to the conversation, right? And I think right now, I agree with Shani that the problem with a lot of artists, especially in the soca industry, is that they have a mindset that soca is seasonal, right? And music itself is supposed to be a genre that's supposed to be all year round. I think right now should be the best time for the artists to take advantage to release music, because right now it's not being flooded. You see what happens when everything is being flooded, right? The newer artists always get squeezed out because everybody will pay attention to more so who's dropping the bigger songs or which is the bigger artists. But then the artist that's now coming out could drop good music, but because they don't have a name, so to say, the DJs won't play. But right now would be a great time to release music as a new artist, because right now it's not being flooded. You understand? And even if right now, it's the best time to network with the producers who are usually flooded during the season by the big artists. Right now is the best time to link them. So a lot of people, when they see the producer's name, they jump on the songs as well. So as a new artist, this right now is the best time to take advantage, due to there being a famine when it comes to the music. So that's just my take on it right now.
But now the only thing is, like, how are they going to record?
I totally agree with him.
Are not allowing you to come to their studio. That's the only disadvantage,
It's
everything was electronic now, and then you could send the music over, like send the raw vocals over to the producer, and then the producer and the engineer can take it over from there.
If you have an in-house studio, if you have your own computer and you have your equipment, you could do that. But if you don't have it, how else are you going to do it if they don't allow you to?
The problem with that though is that engineering is very important, right? You can just you can record something, but doesn't necessarily mean you record it good. Just because you record it, right? You record it with an engineer because he has the ear to know, well, this note sounds flat, or this thing here, you could take this over. You could record it at home, but if you don't know if your stuff sounds good or not from a person who's a professional hearing engineer, you may not get a good product to release. So I think it's always best, to go to the studio, at least get a little bit more experience to know what song's good or what's not, or what song's flat or whatever the case may be. So that's way, you're putting out a good product. Because like I said, you can have the best equipment in the world. If you can't record, it's not going to sound
I think right now what's going to happen is a lot of people really are going to hold back their music for next year. Because if they're coming into this issue of, I don't have a producer, I don't have a studio, you're going to have people who, I'm talking about people after Trinidad Carnival, of course. Trinidadian artists now, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe after the pandemic raises, you guys will be able to create more music. I don't know.
I think Trinidad artists are at a bigger advantage than us over here.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, for instance, Voice. He has a studio in his house. I know, I recorded there. The producers go to him. A lot of people go to him. Anson Soberall, big producer, right there in his house.
Static.
Static, all of them. They can go, right? It's a lockdown, yes, but they can go to these studios, right? And the thing is, they don't have roadblocks until from a certain time.
Exactly.
Now, given that you're not going to go, some people like a whole mass in the studio. I like to, and coming back to what Amari said, I feel comfortable when I'm recording with the producer, and then I have a guy there that he's just to record me, because he will say, take the pitch higher, or say this flat, or whatever, say it like this, right? And that's how I feel comfortable. But us over here, it's like everybody's on edge. Some people might take a chance. I've seen a lot of upcoming artists and stuff, they're releasing, but they have in-house studio and they have people willing to be like, you know, come, let's do something. And a lot of people are bored and stuff. And it have some artists I see they're doing, they're playing video games and they're all in a clique. So why not use that same time
to do
that? Right. Okay. Because look, even Ding Dong sent me a demo. He always like send me his stuff, and I was like, "This is you singing?" And he was like, "Yeah." And it's kind of a fusion between reggae and soca. And I was like, "Wow, you know, okay, at least he's doing something." Some people have the means, but like us, we don't have it. But he said that the new artists will get pushed out because, you know, they will be looking for the bigger songs.
Yeah, which is true. I agree with that. That's totally scary as well. That is totally scary. Are you scared, or are you just like whatever is whatever?
I don't. It's something like what NikkiG asked me. It's not like being scared. It's more like sometimes people are like, "Oh, you need to put out 5 songs and this and that," and I'm like, "Why would I put out 5 songs when I'm not even there yet?" And it's like you're spending all doing the music. Let me tell you, it's not cheap. It is not cheap. And then people is like, "Oh, we need to see a video," and that's not cheap.
They don't know the expense.
They don't know. I didn't even know. And sometimes I'm like, wow, if I had only knew. Because my intention was never to sing. I always wanted to sell my music. Always, always, always. But you're like, when you're like a nobody, nobody's not gonna be like, okay, let me hear your song. I sent some.
Don't say nobody. Say upcoming.
Upcoming. Okay, upcoming. But I sent a lot of people heard my songs. A lot of people, but they're like,
yeah,
well,
I think you had a decent year this year. Not to cut you, I think you had a decent year this year. Looking at the videos, the stage performances, I'm like, you really, you know, you push up yourself. You did very good this year.
Yeah, I need to thanks to my team. I need to like stop being so shy and stuff. And Fire Fest was like the biggest thing for me, and I was like, I'm just gonna go, and if they like it, they like it. Just tell me. But being scared, no. This thing is putting yourself in expense. I'm not going to lie. Last year, I spent all my savings on music.
Wow.
And I'm trying to rebuild, right? And it's hard. And you know, you want to do video, and I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they just owe the people. I don't like owing anybody because I've heard too many conversations. This one owing, that one owing. And I'm like, well, these people have to eat too. Like, you don't care about them, you know? So I will always tell anyone, listen, what's your price? I will never cut you down on your price. That's your price. It's either I can roll with it or I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with your price. Are you willing to do a payment plan where I pay you monthly and I pay you for everything? They say yes, no, okay, you know? But the thing what will scare you is spending your money to put out all this music and then you don't hear one on the radio. What? Destra had 10 songs this year. Destra had 10 songs this year. How many radio stations actually beat Destra songs? She had good songs. But then when you listen to the public, like, oh, Destra getting too old for this and this and that and the other. Why? She's still Destra. She's still doing well. When you look at the islands appreciate Destra more than where Destra from. Why?
And you always find that happening. You hear about people going to England, people going to Barbados, going to different islands because they're not appreciated in their own country, you know? Chocolate Mo, welcome. I saw your thing, but I unmuted it. I mean, do you have any questions? And we want to know how you guys, we're talking to Rain right now, as you gather. She's a singer, songwriter as well. I unmuted everyone's audio, so you can ask questions, and you can actually, I want to ask both of you, Mowava and you, like, how are you dealing with this right now? Like, what's going on in your space, and are you working, or, you know? Well, Chocolate Mo, you could go first if you want.
For me, it's regular. Honestly speaking, because of my job, I am an essential worker. So when I'm at work, like yesterday, I did 16 hours. I totally forgot it was a pandemic outside until I actually stepped outside, and I'm like, oh, snap. This thing is still going on. Yeah, so for me, I work in a prison, so it's regular. It's just like the prison is its own world, so to speak. So personally, right now, thank God, all my family, all my friends are alive and healthy. I do have a lot of coworkers that are positive with it. I do come in contact with a lot of inmates on a daily basis that are positive with it. But for now, I just feel like we gotta be, hope and prayers. That's all I feel right now is what we can do, hope and prayers.
But how are they dealing with it that they're positive? Like you hear symptoms, like we heard a nurse, like Shandy could give you more information on her name, but we heard her talking about how Tati, and how her mom had it. I mean, are they showing symptoms? I've even heard from EMT where they say people have it, but they're not showing symptoms.
Right. And I've had, honestly speaking, at my jail, we've probably had maybe 100 officers or more that has had it. And being that way, we've had so many, I've heard of all the different symptoms. I have one guy, he went and got tested. He had absolutely no symptoms. I had another coworker, he couldn't smell, he couldn't taste. So he went and got tested, found out he was positive. Then you have the ones that have the fever. My other coworker, she said she just had a crazy lower back pain. So she had a lower back pain with the coughing and so forth. I truly believe that I had it in February. Shandy's going to laugh at me because I've been saying this from the beginning.
I'm not laughing. I'm listening. I'm not laughing.
But mine was just, it started with throat pain, and I had chest pain. I had absolute chest pain, but for me, it's like I eat pork every day. I eat bacon every morning. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm having a clogged artery. You know what I'm saying? I was getting tingling in my fingers and so forth. Come to find out that that's actually one of the symptoms. One of my coworkers that had it and tested positive, she said it feels like your whole body falls asleep. Like it's just that tingling sensation throughout your whole body. Yeah. So for now, what can we do? That's the way I look at it. What can we do?
So you can basically be a carrier and not know from certain
pretty much. So right for now, it's like I want to go see my twin baby nieces, but because I'm not certain, I do wear my mask at work, to protect mostly to protect the inmates, because these are inmates that's in there for a long time. So at the end of the day, we're the ones that's coming in and out with it. I truly believe that it was already in the jail from December and January. We had a lot of inmates that were sick at that time, but of course they were just saying, oh, it's not the flu. Oh, you only have an upper respiratory infection. So it's been a little crazy. Out of the 1,500 inmates that we have, thankfully only 2 has passed on for right now. We haven't had much deaths. But they were both
over 50 or younger? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are they over 50 or younger?
They're older, but they had health issues. One of them, he's like 70. He was a really, really old man. He had health issues. And then the other one, he had I believe that one he was diabetic. So for me, it was just so crazy because it was so fast acting, because I do the medication run. So that's why I said I come in contact with them quite often. So I took him for insulin the day before. I had a day off. I went back to work and they was like, oh, he's not here. I'm like, where is he? They're like, he's at the hospital. I was like, okay. And then he died within like a couple of days or whatever.
Oh, wow.
He's on the machine and all that.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah.
I just have a question for Chocolate Mo. 16 hours?
I know, it's crazy. I get accustomed to it. Huh? I do that about 3 times a week. It's not that bad. You got accustomed. Yeah. I was very tired and delusional this morning though.
It becomes normal.
Yeah.
But a lot of people did get sick in December and January, especially in Trinidad. A couple of people died.
Oh.
And even this girl that sat on the plane with me going to Carnival, we all had on masks, but when she was coming back, because we swap numbers and stuff, when she was coming back, she said she didn't wear the mask and she got really sick. She was sick for weeks and she said she felt like she wanted to die.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know what it was. So I personally believe that this was going on and people didn't know what it was. The doctors didn't know what it was. And
exactly.
They were just saying, there's just a virus going around and it's killing people. And people were posting it on Facebook, but nobody was taking it seriously.
Nobody was, yeah.
Because we didn't know how serious it was at the time.
We didn't.
Because everybody was brushing it off like a cold or a flu.
Yeah, because that's
what the doctors were telling us.
We were in the midst of it on Tuesday, Carnival Tuesday, and I was telling Shandy when I went home to my cousins, like, I just showered myself and, you know, tried a thing, but people still wasn't taking it serious because they were still partying. No one on the plane had no mask or anything like that I could recall. And the funny thing is, my driver who drove me around for 2 weeks was coughing.
Oh my gosh.
And all I could tell, I say, you could probably have like some kind of venereal disease or something like that.
Oh my God.
I wasn't even thinking.
Extreme, Nikki.
I know. I mean, you know, you think of the word, because at that time, COVID wasn't like so high priority. It was somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But even though
it was out there, they were just suppressing it.
Exactly.
And it was a lot of misinformation also, because if they're telling us, oh, it could survive, it cannot survive over 80-degree weather. Trinidad is hot. Like, so you're not thinking about it like, oh, whatever. If it can't survive in 80-degree weather, then we're good.
No, remember at that time, people thought Black people were immune to it. Around that time, people just like, Black people can't get it.
Yeah.
A lot of Black people saying that.
Yeah. But no, for the
you jump and whine and sweat that out. Okay.
Exactly. But for the heat, I'm thinking, because everyone is inside and in the hospital, and maybe, I don't know if they have AC or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
By the time you get in there, you're not in the heat that everybody's facing outside, you know?
Right. And I feel like once a person becomes intubated, I feel like those are the ones that are passing away. It's scary. It's very weird.
The incubation makes it worse.
Yes, I truly believe that. I feel like those are the ones that's mainly passing away. As far as New York goes, I've heard of many different stories where, you know, if you don't have all the symptoms, they're sending you home from the hospitals.
Exactly.
That's true. Doctors are not going into their offices, so they don't want to see you. And even if they have the inkling that you have COVID, they're not trying to see you. So it's sad because a lot of people have died. A lot of people have lost their lives to it. And we still don't know. It's still the unknown. You know, at the end of the day, the CDC is still guessing. Like, you know, one of my best friends, she was hired by the CDC to go to the airports and check people as they got off the planes. They weren't checking all flights. They were only checking like Asian flights and so forth. But then they're asking people if you have a fever. Asking a person, everyone doesn't have a fever. Everyone does not have a fever. People that are asymptomatic does not have a fever. So you're asking if I have a fever, but to me, it's a waste of time because I don't have a fever. So of course I can tell you, no, I don't have a fever, but I'm still spreading it to everyone.
Exactly, especially for the ones who don't have symptoms. Mawava, how are you doing in all this?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Are you working?
Teach us how to pronounce your name, because I say Mawava. Like, what? How do you pronounce it?
Mawava.
Oh, Mawava.
You still looking at me, jacking me the whole time.
Sorry. But you're doing okay? You don't have to go to work or anything, or you're?
No. Actually, I work in a hotel, so all hotels are closed.
Okay.
So I'm home. In Grenada, we have 7 recovered recently.
Yeah.
And then yesterday they found a new one.
Oh,
so we have 7.
Oh, so you're in Grenada?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Welcome.
Actually,
so we actually have 7 now.
7.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
My cousin is actually in Grenada, and I think she had it, but because she didn't come in contact because she didn't fly, her fiance didn't fly, they didn't test her. But she was hospitalized twice. So we assuming that she's had it. I mean, she is asthmatic, but she's like, this was the worst asthma attack she's ever had. However, her boyfriend, he works for Sandals. So obviously he probably got in contact with someone that might have given it to him, and he might be asymptomatic and gave it to her. I mean, granted, they probably have more cases. It's just they don't
know.
Yeah. You know what's scary? They said they mixed this thing with the AIDS virus and something else. The HIV virus and something else. I'm like, what manner of sorcery? How dare you?
The one they think the one yesterday never traveled, has no travel history, so they don't know. They're not sure if it was contacted by one of the first cases, because all the cases that we have was imported. So
I hate it when
there's
they
a
say it's
possibility
imported.
the one yesterday.
They were like with groceries.
Imported.
Like, that's why I was on vacation.
Okay. Listen, 10 imported.
That thing came in a barrel.
I love y'all, but I gotta go.
Okay,
Hear me?
Nice to you.
All right, no problem.
I
It was
hate
packed
to
in a
see it. I'm sorry.
But that's what they said. Even in Trinidad, like when go ahead.
Most of the cases, the first set of cases came from the UK and
Probably US.
and the US.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that is the two countries. So with the 2 person that had it, spread it to the families. So it's like it's more imported.
All right.
Like the one that's
But they had
invented.
to put it imported.
Yeah, like it's a case of corona. You really important.
I have a question for Moeva. Do you think they're gonna cancel Grenada's carnival?
I wanted to ask her that too.
I'm sorry, I'm stealing your show.
I believe so. They just like I think they canceled it already, but they're not letting the public know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're probably just waiting to see how the other cases will recover.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they canceled it already, just not letting the public know that it's been canceled.
I mean,
That's
it's
what most of the carnivals. Yeah.
Right.
Most of the Caribbean islands was doing that. St. Vincent, I had found out weeks prior, but it took forever for them to actually send out the notice. Is when they had one more case of COVID and they said, all right, carnival is canceled. I think morally, Grenada will cancel it because they're the only island that has not done it. Barbados sent out their notice yesterday, and Antigua. So,
Antigua, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a matter of time. They're gonna do it.
They're just gonna wait
I
for
think they'll
Miami.
cancel it. Probably
I
by
didn't even
next
see that they
month.
made the announcement that they had an extra case today. So when did they announce it to the public yet?
Oh yeah, they announced it this morning,
Okay.
and this evening I think they was waiting on one more test because the person that they tested yesterday, he works in. They're not saying because they're not telling you where the cases are.
Because they don't want people coming after
So
them.
they have no idea. Right.
Wow.
And now this one, they're not saying the job, what workplace he at. So they had to call the business place to let the employer know. And so apparently they will check the employer and the employees.
Employees.
And tomorrow. Yeah.
Wow. But I think everybody's hoping that Miami Carnival is like the last hope. But I think people should just come to the realization that just save the money and wait for next year.
Yeah. Because I don't think it will have any carnival anyway.
Nah, I don't think so either.
I know, I'm so jealous. Trinidad had theirs.
That's the cancelers.
And I say, okay, just hold on, wait till March.
Make the money back. You're right.
Yeah, because even in Korea, they said that they opened up. You know, they went back to normal or whatever, and now the cases are going back up. You know. So
because you have a lot of people who are still asymptomatic, that's why. I think that's the scary part when you don't know you have it. You have a curfew though. We don't have a technical curfew like you guys.
Hours. Oh yeah, but they're trying. From today, they try to like open more business places. As soon as it open, like banks, restaurants, but they're only doing takeaway service in restaurants. Grocery store that's open 3 days a week. But as soon as they try to like open up back a little, they found this new case, so they might just close it back in.
That's a good point. Yeah. That is a very good point. It's scary. It's so scary.
I honestly think they're doubling the numbers to really panic people. I'm just waiting for them to come and announce this vaccine.
So you're gonna take it?
Medical staff, they're forced to take these because my mom is forced every year to take a flu shot.
Okay, so the thing with that is, when I was on the ship and I get the flu shot, everybody will get sick. Everybody get the flu shot. You don't have a choice, right? They'll be like, oh, you have to take it and this and that. I don't like taking no flu shot. It makes you sick. Why am I getting a flu shot that gets me sick? All right, so I'm not on the ship no more. I'm on shore duty, right? So I have to go to a civilian doctor. So I went and take my flu shot in September because I didn't want to get sick for Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
I got my flu shot in September from the civilian doctor, right? I have not gotten sick.
Wow.
So what are they putting in these vaccines on the ship?
You see?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But the vaccines that you get is the dormant flu, is the dormant, whatever it is what they have in that injection anyway. You know what I mean?
But the flu shot to me is weird because every year the strand changes. So if it's something that has to change every year, then why am I taking it?
Yeah.
How do I know the child have the correct strand, so to speak?
Yeah.
It's all a money-making thing. It's all a money-making thing. Like these people, the guy that came and died, who was going to expose the whole coronavirus and stuff. Like, if you're trying to stop their money, they're going to put you in jail.
They're going to get you, yeah.
They're going to do something. Look at Dr. Sebi. I'm waiting to see what they're going to do to Nick Cannon.
Oh, my God.
So who? Nick Cannon?
Mm-hmm.
What he said?
What happened?
Well, remember, Nipsey Hussle was doing...
Oh, yeah.
But I don't hear that. Can I hear it?
No.
Huh?
Nipsey Hussle was doing what?
Oh, he was doing the movie on Dr. Sebi, right?
Yeah.
And all what he was doing and how he ended up dying. And then Nipsey Hussle came and get killed, right?
Wow.
And so Nick Cannon decided to continue when Nipsey Hussle left off.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's finished with the movie.
Oh, he's finished?
Yeah.
But now Corona is out, so it can't be produced unless it's going in the, on the Netflix.
So that's
and there were so many movies I wanted to see. Now we gotta wait.
Right?
I don't think it's something he's gonna put out in the theaters. I'm not sure where he's gonna release it.
Okay.
If it gets to go to the movie theater as well, that would be something to see. But I think it was just like more of a documentary and stuff. But I honestly believe that they are exaggerating these numbers.
Yes.
A lot of coroners said that they don't know who died from COVID and who didn't because they're not testing the dead people.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one doctor was saying that he realized they're showing the same picture for different countries with this mass of bodies. And he's like, wait, this is so-and-so country. Why I don't believe the whole thing.
It's a lot of weird stuff going on with it to me, I think.
Yeah, and then to me, it's like you gotta look at the bigger picture. To me, I'm always like, this is a money-making thing.
Yeah.
They had polio, they had Ebola, they had measles, they had chickenpox, they had all these things. And then when people like scorning people, right, with diseases, like people now say, oh, you got the Rona, and oh, this and that. Oh, this person got HIV, this person got this. We didn't create these things. This is what I'm saying. We didn't create these things. So you can't be scorning somebody. More or less, you got to be like sorry for them because it's like, geez, you fell victim to these people's nonsense. These greedy people that want to make money. I mean,
but in this token, you know why? I understand what you're saying, and I said the same thing, but it's taken a toll on all economies. That's the whole thing when you really look at it. So it's more like it can't necessarily be a money-making thing. If it is a money-making thing, is for who exactly? Because
for the rich.
Where though? Because they're suffering the same way too. Don't you see they're trying to force people to go back to work now because they're not making no money now? And to me, it's just going to cause more people to die.
Money is coming from the vaccines, Shani.
Yeah, I believe in that.
So they probably gonna, dish out money or whatever to different people. It's very weird. This whole thing is weird to me.
What
I just can't wait for them for the whole black and white part to come out of it because it's very weird.
It is.
Right. How did this thing spread so rapidly? If it started in Wuhan, China, I never even heard of this place.
Me either.
I personally think they started dispatching people.
I honestly feel like that's what's going on. I feel like they know, like for the case in St. Vincent was clean, but they let this one woman go through and she hung up a whole village. I feel like they know what's going on and they just allow people to spread it. So it's more, it is to me in the bottom of my heart, I feel like it is a population control kind of thing. That's how it started out.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's spewed out of control. Like it was controlled and now it's out of control.
They don't know what to do with it. I agree with the president for pulling back the money. I mean, I can't talk bad because these people be listening and that's my boss.
Exactly.
But I agree with him for pulling back the money because he's like, what you guys doing? You're not controlling this thing.
No,
this thing
absolutely not. That Negro, let me tell you something. He is too underhand and too nasty. You see the drug that he keep promoting? That is if you notice any drug that he's promoting is because he has stocks in it. He pulls out money from all the UN organizations because bottom line, he does not want the UN to control anything he does. What he is standing for, what his organization stands for is business. They don't care about the general public. As long as they have some kind of body to move and do what they need them to do, the workforce, as long as they have a young workforce to work them to death, that's all they care about.
What's the show he had? Apprentice?
Huh?
Yes.
That's the mindset he went in there with.
Exactly. Firing everybody. If you said something, if you spoke against him, like
you're fired. Yeah.
Even the head of the CDC. Why would you fire the head of the CDC?
He worse than Kamala.
He fired a lot of people. There was somebody who was supposed to manage him with the money. He fired them. He hired him, and then he fired him. Right after he signed an executive order, we no longer need your post. And the person got him a job. I'm like, yo, this dude is sickening. He is sickening. And now
his attorney's in jail.
He's one of them people who's for all of these people to protest for their liberties. So in my mind, he wants people to die, and whoever's left, that's who's gonna work for him.
It's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
It really is nuts. But what I don't believe in the amount of bodies. Because show us the bodies. Don't be showing us no bags. You could be putting a mannequin in that bag for all I know.
And you don't know, Because I think
you can't show the bodies because that's people's. Then I wasn't showing the body. I was showing the bag.
Show a toe or something, a pinky. Like really.
No, it's real because I could tell you for a fact it's real in New York City. I can't speak for anybody else. In New York City, it's very real. I'll tell you that much. Jersey, I think Jersey is neck and neck with us right now.
No, they say Jersey's flattening the curve.
Don't believe that shit.
Listen, up here in Buffalo, these people on the road, like, nobody's business. I think when they pass the law for the
moment people hear that things are good, they go out. And it's a lie. What's happening is, and it goes back to what Manifa said, people are being sent back home and you have to fight it out yourself. And if you can't make it, then you come back to the hospital. And by then, sometimes it's too late when you get to the hospital. So that's why you have a lot of people who are dying at home. You have a lot of senior citizens who are dying in these retirement homes that they don't know about. Is the next day they find these numbers. 500 and 600 people dying in a 24-hour period is still a lot of deaths.
People are not getting the proper.
Wait, but what's the regular stats for people dying? People die every day. Pre corona, people die every day.
The flu. They said the flu killed more people than this.
Exactly. So, but regular stuff, cancer, everything. So now everyone that's dying,
it's different. You got to look at it differently. I think with
I get it, but now everyone that's dying, they're considering them COVID-19.
Thank you.
Everyone that's dying of COVID-19.
Thank you.
What about the people that are at stage 4 cancer? One of my coworkers. One of my coworkers, she was saying her grandfather died. Well, a friend of hers grandfather died, and he died of stage 4 cancer. And they was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, your family member died of the virus." And she's like, "What? He had stage 4 cancer." They was like, "Oh, sorry, wrong patient." Like, that's crazy.
So they're making up their own thing.
Yes, this is what they're saying. They're panicking everybody. People are dying from different things, and they're saying
people are dying from different things. But at the same time, I feel like in certain cases, the longer you stay in a hospital bed, the more I feel like, and that's why when I go to the hospital, I try to cover up as much as I can. I feel like it's in the air in the hospital, like you're fucked. When you go into the hospital,
I feel like it's in the air outside in general. I truly believe
that's what I'll be honest, I was very pet to open my window, but I'm just like, fuck it. We all got it. New York City is fucked. We all have it. Just open up the window. Just inhale it and call it a night.
I have a friend. he was really, really sick, right? And he went to get tested, and they have him sitting in his car for 3 hours.
Wow.
And then tell him they're not testing today.
Oh
Wow.
my
Like, he's been sick for weeks. Then when he got home, apparently there's a COVID-19 hotline. So when he got home, COVID-19 hotline called him and set up a appointment.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Me personally, I just want them to start back flying.
What?
I'm sorry. I will mask up. I saw a man with a
I'll wait. I will wait, because the first set of flights you're gonna see, oh, everybody on this flight now has COVID. You will quarantine for the next 14 days. Hell no.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and we need to reopen this.
They had a party. They had a party in Queens. They had a party in Queens.
What?
And then we heard that a lot of the people got sick from that party, but they were like older people. You know, I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard. Someone said
Isn't that Chinese spot that
Somebody
they
take
had
a
shut down?
screenshot of how Chandy is frozen right there.
I know.
Candy,
Shandy.
the 5G took over your network.
She have to
Okay, yes, she is.
get back.
Where is Moeva?
Oh yeah, now.
I'm here.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah, she just went somewhere. Shandy, you good now? You were frozen just now. Oh wait. I have to unmute you. Hold on.
It's my freaking internet. I'm just gonna have to.
No, you were giving out too many F cards. So it's like, what's going on, Shiloh? How's everything going?
I'm doing great, doing great in my own little world, man,
Shiloh.
Yeah.
So do they have any cases out there?
Where?
Like, of COVID? Do they have any in Dominica?
He's not in Dominica.
I know that. I know he's here, but he's in touch with his people.
I mean, they said they were like 8 or 10 cases in Dominica. That's what I was told. The conversations I had with people, I told them I don't believe in the COVID business.
Thank you.
I joined this conversation late, so I apologize if I'm gonna sound a little bit like I may offend anyone, but basically I just feel like once you go into the hospitals, I'm not a pills person that you guys, Shandy and Nikki, you guys know I do not take pills. I'm anti-pills.
Me too.
I'm anti-vaccines. So I believe like whenever you go there with anything small, they're gonna force you to take something that you like kind of forceful, and really throw something in you. You know what I'm saying? That's why this thing is really taking over people with underlying illnesses and stuff like that. And one of the reasons why I'm saying this, because I'm in a situation where a family member of mine fell. He went to the hospital and there was no CT scan done, no MRI, no X-rays. They tested him and said he had pneumonia, and their story turned around and then said he has COVID. I can't see him. So I'm like, I need to see the report. But of course, me being angry, and I spoke to them over the phone, I think they're fabricating his whole medical report right now. Because when I caught them in the act, the actual head nurse at the rehab center where he is right now told me the report doesn't say anything about him falling. So to me right there, I know that's a lie already. And that's the reason why there is like so many good doctors and nurses out there. And I feel they need to speak up. They need to speak up to me, to be honest, like tell the head nurse or someone like, hey, why are we giving this person this vaccine or this medication? I have no idea what's in Advil or Tylenol, right? And we take these things daily. Look, no, the news is also saying they want to stop. They're saying that if you take alcohol, your risk your risk will be high.
It's all in the air. It's all relative. They don't know.
Oh, really?
To me, they're going to tackle the alcohol industry next. Who knows what they're going to put in it? I'll keep on drinking my wine and water.
He said don't have anything sweet. That's from what I heard. Don't drink anything sweet is one of the things they said.
Can I just say
everything it's a new thing. Everything they keep adding every week because they don't know it's fresh.
No, because they're like, oh, we don't get them this way. Let's get them this way.
No, it's not even that. And the thing that I find funny is it attacks people's bodies differently. My sister had it. It was 2 days for her. My mom had it. It's 21 days for her. My stepfather have it, and he's still in the hospital. So it attacks every single person differently. It's a real disease. I think, honestly speaking, I feel like if you don't have a healthy body, you're fucked from the beginning. That's just how I feel.
The thing. If you're not healthy, because
if you're not healthy, and and I think after a while it starts. Then when it lives in you, it starts to deteriorate everything. Who's this extra head in your video? That shit looks so scary.
I don't know.
That's that COVID.
Can I add to what Lila was saying?
Yeah,
can I add to what Lila was saying?
This
actually,
one.
I heard that they're doing also this.
Oh, that's somebody?
Yes, it's my daughter.
For COVID, there.
But one of my biggest thing though, over the past couple of years, I'll say 10 years, the internet, social media has taken over so much things, right? Information back then was not out like in the early 90s and 80s for people to see, correct?
You rely on the news.
As soon as the internet started being so popular and everyone started posting stuff that they're doing to cure certain health remedies and to eat their vegan life and all of that stuff, the pharmaceutical market was like, we're not having this shit.
Yeah.
This is also part of why we're in this whole predicament. So the pharmaceutical industry has to make money. Who is the big heads? There's so many people that's affiliated with this. Purdue, that people eat chicken from. They're like the biggest culprit of that, and no one is talking about them. Purdue Foundation.
People are conspiracy theorists, but if you really listen to them,
I mean,
what I want to know is
speak knowledge to people. Not everyone will understand. Everyone's gonna have their own opinions, right? That's something I put myself. Everyone is entitled for his or her opinion, and opinion could also be based on little emotions. Based on how someone feeling emotionally. But if you do your little research and facts, like everyone in here seems they do.
Like your president, I never said that.
Did I say that? Next question.
Then they go back and they expose him, and he's like, you know what? Man. You're fake. You're fake.
He's a smart man, man. He's a smart man. He's trying to put America. He's trying to do certain things for people to see America for their BS, but people so don't like him, they're not seeing it.
They're not.
I'm seeing when he's calling the BS card sometimes. I don't like that.
Yes, that's what I said. But bet you they are putting him back in that office.
Unfortunately, I agree.
Because they say Joe Biden don't even know what day today is, right?
But not Trump. What the hell? Or Bush? But they still put him in.
But what I want to know is who are paying these girls that this new twerk era, because this COVID-19 bring out some people just get so confident and bold, okay? And everybody have these hot shorts twerking. Nothing is sacred anymore.
Someone sent me a video yesterday and I shared it with Shandy. That was the next topic that we had. It's like they sent a video with these girls literally doing no clothes
on Instagram.
On Instagram, not even on the website. What is it called? The porn site? I forget the name of it.
Pornhub and all them things.
No, not Pornhub. The thing that everybody created now.
TikTok.
Not TikTok.
Not TikTok.
TikTok.
Boy, go back in.
I have no idea.
Fan page? My fan page?
Yeah. I sent the link to Nikki.
Google this thing. I never heard about this, so I'm new. Go ahead.
Well, I can't, it's going to be crazy to show it, but visualize is like, we're talking, just like how we're talking, and I'm looking at you like this, and I'm seeing you doing your thing down there, and it's like, people
Is it on a real man?
Crazy. Huh?
No, it's real. It's real.
On a real man?
Yes.
To us now, we all adults.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't want to see, but I just want to see what's going on.
Share this on Instagram, but I'll just give you a quick
Nikki, don't share that. They will block you.
They will, yeah, man.
Don't share that on Instagram.
They'll put you in jail.
Okay, so I'll cut it off.
They'll put you in jail,
No,
man.
I say don't do it on Instagram. I can't see nothing. Your screen, whatever background thing you have.
I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take it off.
Hugs, worth
Make sure we don't see the tissues, Nikki.
Yeah, she's using a virtual background on us, you know? She is
Hold on.
It's like something out of Harry Potter, people appearing and disappearing.
All right, better now?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
you got a lovely sofa.
Okay, hold on.
OnlyFans. That's the name of it. OnlyFans. Instagram. That is on Instagram Live. And then when I look, these chicks are like teenagers. They look like teenagers.
Yeah, they're young. They're very, very young. And people are looking, and then the girl turns around, and then I was like, nah.
And these are chicks that are making money, though. I can't judge them. They're making more money than me.
Who said that, Sandy? You trying to make that money?
Chick just bought a whole house.
I'm gonna take.
We don't know if that's true.
I'm looking to see if they have stocks right now to buy stocks in this. I'm so serious, man. I'm gonna buy stocks in this. It says how OnlyFans change sex work forever. Sex work.
Yes. I can show you another video.
Isn't that the biggest investment right now?
I'm so serious, man. I'm gonna buy stocks in this. It says how OnlyFans change sex work forever. Sex work.
Yes. I can show you another video.
Isn't that the biggest investment right now?
Well, yeah, because people are home bored, going out of their minds, thinking about suicide and shit. So I guess that's what's on and popping, but not me. They had Taylor. She was stationed in California, and there's a strip club in California called Ace of Diamonds, because in Florida it's King of Diamonds.
Yeah.
So, and she got out of the Navy because she's making more money in Ace of Diamonds than in the Navy.
Really?
Wow. But what about COVID-19 times when you can't go out to make that money? I mean, unless she's...
Well, apparently
that's why you do the OnlyFans page.
Some places are... They say some strip clubs are giving you masks and hand sanitizer.
What the hell?
And then some of them have a drive-through, so it's like there's like this showcase, and then you pay.
Oh, wow, that's the new wave of the future. You watch and see.
But hold on, Chandy and Nikki, someone is missing from your show. You know what's his name? Dazzle.
Why
is he not on the Zoom?
Because
probably watching Teddy and Babyface.
It could be that too, but I know he works. I don't know.
I ain't got time to watch nobody. Teddy.
No, because
this shit is frozen.
We're supposed to do it on a Sunday, but what we're doing right now, we're just testing it. So what's
It was a test, right? It was a 40-minute test turned into a 2-hour test.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Everybody passed.
Because yesterday, Shandy's like, okay, 15 minutes. We're doing this 15 minutes. We agreed.
Oh shit, I put in my food. Let me get my cake.
And then you missed out. We had wine, food, and dessert.
Yeah.
I'm about to go pop up some ice cream.
How long this thing started? Am I late?
8 o'clock.
Very late. I told you that.
God damn.
Moeva, what you got down there eating?
Thank you.
Just finished some ice cream.
She finished ice cream too. See, extra dessert.
I know.
The chocolate mold name said it all. She brought the chocolate.
Water. I feel a cough coming on.
You better keep that over there. This stuff coming through the computers now, Nikki. And we
well, you don't want it. Who that cough? Taxi driver.
You know what? Taking it back to the music side, I feel like I'm like, look at how things are, right? All these artists and stuff, these big artists, you know, they posting, they here, there, and everywhere. You're not really seeing nobody. Everybody posting food now. All of a sudden,
cooking.
It's crazy.
Everybody baking, who never baked in their life, baking, who never cooking.
Yep.
I really, really feel it for them because, like I said, this is their bread and butter. And then I heard one radio announcer was making a joke, like in the early before it got this serious, that a lot of the soca artists, what they do is they actually spend the money that they have thinking like this next gig coming, they're going out the country to do this and that, so the money is going to come back.
I'm coming back with my wine and food. Hold on.
All right.
But now that's not the case, because now if you had spent all that money, you know, for all your theatrics and your shows, and you got to pay your dancers, and
now you're not able to make it back.
So hopefully you were saving and banking the whole time. Otherwise now it's like, what's going on with Shandy?
I don't know.
Oh no, my son, he's taking out ice cream.
Oh, everybody's having ice cream. Yeah, so now it's like, wow, this is really, really difficult. I think a lot of industries are hurting, especially those who had already started making costumes for crop over in Jamaica.
Yes.
That's hard. And then who is to know if Jamaica is actually going to pop off in October?
No, they're saying because they don't have the materials. It's that's the word on the street. It's highly unlikely that they'll be able to do their carnival in October.
So what? I mean, I guess the airlines is refunding the money, right? Or you could put it in the travel bank.
Credits.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a full refund and someone's giving you credits.
That's why I love JetBlue. They give me all my money back.
I gotta ask my cousin if they got theirs, because from the beginning they said they were only giving them back what? I think a certain percentage. Gonna give them the whole thing. What are you eating, Shiloh?
Homemade cake.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God. Yeah, everybody's not gonna be able to pass through their front door.
Soca.
COVID is open. When COVID is over, we'll just be stuck in the house like, oh, we're too fat to get out.
No, then some next disease will develop.
Don't say that. I rebuke that.
Fat. Look at Tyler say, yeah.
Then everybody gonna be like, how my mama looking?
No, but let me go back to this whole life situation here. Last night,
bunch of illegal stuff still.
Huh?
What?
I be doing a bunch of illegal stuff still.
Okay, today's 420. I don't see anybody with nothing 420 related on here.
I don't smoke.
I have mine.
Who said that way? Who said that?
Who was us?
I have mine.
Well, share the wealth, no man. Let me see.
I doesn't do it enough. I just try a little thing now and then. But then I'm a stop.
Okay, so you rap. So you do your own thing yourself?
No. My uncle and my brother, they specialize in that, so I just make them do one for me to try.
Oh, you mean try it, no man, do it now?
No, don't take the shade off. You come in like those people getting those girls to come in the live and do all kinds of things. Pour milk on their butt and boobs. And that's ridiculous. I'm like, okay, so then there will be no future husbands and stuff like that, because everybody's like,
everything.
Yeah, I saw you on the live. Don't play you coming and tell me about a ring.
Well, maybe, all bread have is cheese, so
some of them might still take you.
Yes, that's what my sister said. My sister was like, you stop there, they will get a man.
Still winning, yeah?
Shandy, you were saying back to what question about?
I was saying, this whole live situation kind of getting out of hand, if you ask me. Last night, what's the name?
Young Chow.
Young Chow did what? Skin out your cat Sundays.
You got some Hugsworth thing going on behind you.
This child.
I was wondering, like,
he just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he's like dancing or whatever he's doing back there.
Yep.
So Young Chow, I think is between him and Tory Lanez. I don't know who's worse.
And then but my favorite one, and I mentioned this yesterday. Nikki don't want to talk about it. Rigo with his penis.
You know.
Okay, his lives be lit. His lives be lit because he engaging, and the women comments on there be like hilarious.
But that's why I say they're being creative. Like a lot of things that they do, and they're being creative. So a lot of people, when you share it to me and we share it in groups and stuff, that's like giving them their feedback that they're looking for, you know?
But Young Chow is a little bit reckless.
I'm for it. Like I said yesterday, I'm totally for it.
Young Chow
but
needs to
homie
ask
got
the
me looking
age,
at
man.
him like he likes to be pegged.
Young Chow needs to ask the age.
Wait, what I miss? Who pegging? Portugal? What? What I miss?
No.
I read, Shandy, today
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate this hustle. Oh God, is it my
I need a screenshot of Shandy. She just.
I read about that whole thing. I don't know. Somebody had it. I think Rain, you probably had it on your page. Somebody had it on their page about. I mean, this is what Trouble is about, right? Like talk about adult things, whatever.
I just think Young Chow is a little overdoing it with the live.
I mean, he got 3,000 people, but this goes back to what's Nikki point. People like that hype. But at the same time, I find it real. Moto did it too, and I find that's real nasty though. Because after a while, these chicks gotta understand these videos play back. When you get older, your kids gonna look back and your moms was doing this. This is how your moms is. Like
your moms are horrible.
What was on your live? What was on Young Child's live?
It was Skin Out Your Cat Sunday. I was telling you.
No. Don't wrong label it. It's Skin Out your whole Sunday. Skin out your whole Sunday. But what I'm saying whole. If you any kind of hole, but
yeah, but he has them girls dancing, and he said they'll give like $700 cash, right?
Yeah, he gave the money. Tory Lanez be giving out 5,000. But my thing is, right?
They cash app.
Right, they pin it. My thing is this. If you really check it on Young Child Live, have these girls dancing in their bedroom.
Yep.
Okay? With the door locked. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And the same thing with Tory Lanez. Like, really? I don't understand. On Tory Lanez, this girl, she was on the pool side. Mostly the Caucasian girls, they be doing the extras. And when she done, she jump in the pool. And when she done jump in the pool, she come back up on the thing. I'm not grazing my knees on no concrete pool side for no Tory Lanez.
Listen,
my good milk in the fridge.
Rain,
for the money.
Rain, you won't do it, but like Chandy was saying too, like we thinking. I mean, we all intelligent here. You won't do it, but there's girls who will do that because they really have no morals. There's a lot of young women and young men, but since now it's like the young women are the ones doing it. There's a lot of young women that have no type of moral at all. They have no type of self-confidence. You know, people just out there just for, as they name it now, clout. People out there just for the attention. Hey, everyone wants likes. No one wants to be respected no more. It's only a few people like us right now.
Okay, as you say that, brings it back to this, Nikki. A lot of DJs and stuff is like, you need to put yourself out there more. You need to post more sexy pictures. You need to do things like, Nadia and Nessa and Nyla and Nessa and them. And I like, no. I'm going to post what I want to post and be me. Yeah. I'm not going to follow the norms and be like everybody else. Yeah. I could be a scallywag. I'm not saying they're a scallywag. I'm just saying everything for everybody. Right? I'm saying everything for everybody, right? When I'm posting anything, I first remember I have a mother, I have a sister. Now I have a man. He ain't playing that. Right?
He's like, no, I have a man.
So now it's like, like even when I purchasing clothes to perform, like, okay, give for instance, that Fire Fest prep, right? The red thing I had on, it goes down all the way down here. So I was supposed to let the seamstress stitch it up to like just a little cleavage, and I forgot. You know how much tape I use to tape this thing down all the way to the front? My mother calling me like, I don't want to see your breast outside like Patrice. I don't want to see your breast outside like Patrice. And I'm like, it will be fine. And I used so much tape, I didn't study when I had to pee what going to happen.
Keep up yourself.
All I know is I went on that stage and I performed and my boobs didn't fall out and I was good until I studied. Shit, I gotta pee. Then I gotta take off everything, stockings, everything. No, right? Because all you're studying is one thing.
Give me my ice cream.
But you could dress respectable and look sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, Rancio.
Oh, but if you want, Chocolate Moeva and Shiloh. You can find me on Instagram, and I'll follow you guys back because it's a good conversation. MUZIC_RANE. So music with a Z and _RANE, and I'll follow you guys back, and then we'll do this again.
Wait, you can put it in the chat.
Next time she'll sing. Next time she'll sing.
Oh, there's a chat?
Yeah, right at the bottom it says chat. Just type it in there. But we're wrapping it up now anyway. You know? Yeah.
So nice meeting you all. Merci, stay safe in Grenada, ma'am. You guys in New York City, Jersey.
All right, I will.
Bye.
Miss Prison Officer, please be safe. Please. Oh, my. All right, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Into What's Trouble, we bring you a variety of info, highlights with Shandy Sweet,
NikkiG the Voice, and DJ Dazzle.
Hit us up on IG
at Shandy_media
and at NikkiG the Voice. Shandy, you ready for What's Trouble?
Yeah, girl, I'm totally ready.
What's Trouble?
Push back and give me all of you. Give me girl, give me girl, give me girl.
On boomstation.net.
Boomstation.net.